It's another day, boys.
Well.
Another live.
The heck is happening here?
Hey.
Did the Bears just all of a sudden become kings of the North?
No.
Too soon?
Absolutely did not happen.
Too soon.
I mean, ain't nobody else there. I mean, who else is there?
Not Aaron Rodgers. That's all I know.
That's all that matters, baby.
Rodgers is gone.
He's not gonna be here anymore.
I'll take it.
He not gonna be here.
Hey, we gotta talk about it though. Aaron Rodgers gets traded. Did they get fleeced or not? Do we care?
I mean, it's good conversation. I don't know if I care that much. I feel good about it because of my answer, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Talk about it in a minute.
Oh man.
There you go.
Slowly let that mud fade like that. You like that? You like that right there? You like that right there?
Hey.
Trying to get his DJ skills up. Hey, Joe, go help him out. Go help him out. Hey, I like the setup Jay got going on. Got the Bears colors in the background. My man's over there. Look at what he's doing over there. Put that man on a wide.
Look at the full stew. Look at the full stew right now. Look at the full
Some
stew.
slide don't hurt him, Joe.
This little setup, just temporary. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, fellas, this is a late live. But 9 times out of 10, if you're listening to us, you're probably on your way back from work. So Windy City Breeze Daily Show. We appreciate everyone, man. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ready
Tired.
Tired day. It's been a busy day for you, my man. Hey, congrats again, my man.
First day doing ESPN, man. I ain't mad at it.
First day, man. Did you vlog it?
I didn't vlog it because I can't do. I'm not. I know I need to vlog because people want to see that stuff, but I just can't be this guy, right? Just like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a great day today, right? How you feeling, man?
Hey, you should see if they'll let me. I'll come up there and videotape the
Like I really can't. I mean, we probably could set something up like that where we could vlog a couple of stuff. But I'm just like I want to be the person that has like the camera crew behind. I want to be the Dion, right? I can't do the like I'm just sitting there holding my phone and trying to have a real conversation with somebody, trying to act like I'm not just holding my phone.
Oh, I got you. Hey, but it's a good day though. It's silly week in the NFL, but all of a sudden it turned into a really, really interesting thing. Did it really though? Because we all knew it was going to happen. Aaron Rodgers was going to get we knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be a Jet. We just didn't know when he was going to be a Jet.
I think the biggest question is we didn't know what he was going to get moved for, and the fact that Rodgers has been moved. I think here's the thing that I've always said. It feels good to be a Bears fan to know that we don't have to deal with Aaron Rodgers, but it feels bad to be a Bears fan because to me, even as a Bears fan, I'm happy so that he can stop beating us so much. Like it's not like I'm like, man, like I'm sick of this dude because he's a dirty player. Like I'm just happy that like I don't have to deal with seeing. I mean, the same way I was when Brett left. When Brett left, it was just like he'll finally stop beating us.
Man, it's bittersweet for me. I hate that he left because it's all about slaying that dragon, beating that bully, getting the maturation process. Like he left, it's like it's a vacuum now. I rather punch the guy in the mouth.
You slaying the dragon and beating the bully, bro? Hey, shout out to you, boy.
Hey, you were close.
Man's dominating out here.
hey, he's so serious about it though. Like he's
I'm not happy he left. I'd rather punch him in the mouth and just at least before he leaves, you kick him in the shin before he goes or something. Don't just let him walk off. I own you. Like he can say that for the rest of his life. I own them.
I mean, he can't listen. Here's the thing, though. Justin Fields beating him at the end of his career, or near the end of his career, right? Wasn't gonna change that. Like he's still gonna own us, right? In this situation, like the record is so astronomical. Like we might have got a win or two here, but I think here's the thing, right? Like the statement that the NFC North now is wide open. I saw that a couple of times. What changed? Why is all of a sudden the North wide open, or that the NFC is wide open? Here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, whether you like him or not, plays you twice a year. That means you got 6 other games that can make you kings of the NFC. At least just in the North.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears problem isn't Aaron Rodgers. Is it good to see him go that I don't have to deal with him? I'm kind of with Joel in a situation where I would have wanted to see him beat him, but Aaron Rodgers wasn't our beef.
He's the Packers. What are you talking
about? You know what?
about?
I think, no, I get you, but I think that's also because they were in an interesting spot. I think anytime you have Aaron Rodgers or the Packers who are like bought in, like they just seem to have like a really tenuous breakup. But when they're dialed in, they were always the threat to us. I mean, realistically, if anyone was going to pose a threat to us seeing Justin and the Bears run the NFC, it was going to be Aaron Rodgers. Like we always felt that. To know that that's not even there,
yeah,
you know, it's almost like LeBron leaving the Eastern Conference. Like you feel like the East is wide open at this point. Now, mind you, I know
I don't feel like that though, right? I don't feel like that because here's the thing: I would feel like that in a LeBron sense, right? With Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls, you literally had to go through LeBron to get to your next step.
How to feel?
First off, leave it alone. Giannis is back. Giannis is back.
It's still up 2-1.
Giannis is back. By the way, shout out to Samurai J. Couple of shout out to Samurai J. Couple of super chats here. He said, I was busy last week. I'm late, but congratulations on ESPN, bro. Appreciate you supporting there. Then he said, when do y'all think Pat gonna have his David Ruffin moment? Nobody's bigger than the breeze. Ain't nobody coming to hit you, Ringo. Did
you see?
There's only one Pat in his face.
Hey man, listen.
Ain't nobody coming to hit you, Ringo.
Hey, but if Pat start doing that, I'm telling you, I'm gonna cut him off at the knee.
Hey, this the
best. Nobody do it like me.
Hey, this the best part. This the best part. Yeah, what y'all don't know is we fight. So like, it's not gonna be like David Ruffin and the Temptations. Like, we just gonna all end up scrapping if we ever got to that point, right? You know what I mean? Like, but here's what I mean when I talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, right? Like, I would agree with you if Aaron Rodgers was keeping us from the Super Bowl. Technically, he did that one time, and we let him in.
Sure did.
So here's my thing with Aaron Rodgers. While Aaron Rodgers is a master quarterback in the NFC, and he's been MVP, three times in his career, right? All of those things, factual. Here's the main thing. The Bears didn't get to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
For Aaron Rodgers to keep us out the playoffs.
I mean, got 4 of them things, baby.
Doesn't matter. We're talking about competition, the best. You rather go up against the best. So the fact that they were the head of the class for so many years, and now we get a chance to either one, punch them in the mouth and then take over. I mean, it's a respectful thing. It's not. I respected Aaron Rodgers. That's what we all want. We want a quarterback.
Yeah.
So to finally, for them, we're just jealous that they went from Favre to Rodgers. But it felt nice when Lovie Smith came and he beat Favre. He said, we know how to beat him. And they beat Favre. They had no answer for Aaron Rodgers, though.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to finally have where we can now be the head of the class, and it's legitimate. It's like the Bulls beating the Pistons. It's like the Lakers with the Celtics thing, like going against the best, and then like iron sharpens iron. So to me, the scary part is that the Packers
listen,
they might have got better.
Milwaukee got a championship. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take a Milwaukee Bucks championship where Kevin Durant, all his people went down, and then you played Atlanta and half their team got hurt, and then you won the championship over a Phoenix team that Chris Paul had no rotator cuff and no hand or whatever. Like, listen, a championship's a championship. You telling me you wouldn't celebrate a Super Bowl without going through Rodgers? That was the dumbest thing that year.
All I'm saying is I would like to. I'm not saying I'm not an idiot. Of course, I want us to win, but it would have been nicer to. It means more. It's like in my fantasy basketball championship.
Here we go.
Hey, nah, you gotta let him talk his talk, because Kid is always talking. Kid always talking.
Talk my talk that year. I gotta let him talk his talk.
You gotta let Joel.
Talk your talk, Joe. No, in one of my guys' leagues, it was like this guy kept winning. When I beat the number one guy, it meant more. It's just like when the Bulls beat the Pistons. He said, in one sense, that was more of the championship because we had to beat those guys to finally get to the championship. So it's
if
nice.
I'm not mistaken though, like the way that the division's set up. Typically speaking, the winner of the division is the one that normally makes the playoffs. You got the wild card and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think that's really what the issue was, because you always had them like right there. They were always in a hunt to lead the division. And then you had the resurgence of Minnesota and stuff like that. So you always had this question mark as to record wise, what you competed with. It ain't the fact that we had to face him every single time, or it's only twice, right? So two games out of 17. But the simple fact that their record could be better than ours, no matter what. Yeah. And that knocks off or took away our opportunity to go make a playoff run. I think that's always the thing. Like,
but we would never end that. Right,
just
like
one year.
One
year, 2018.
If we were in that, I'm with you. Guess what? 2018, if Aaron Rodgers had been the thing that kept us from being in the playoffs and knocked us out in the first round, I'm with y'all on that.
We're not talking about that, Pat.
No,
I'm just saying a rivalry.
No, I mean
that's but the rivalry is them having a winning record and how long they've had a winning record. Even if we were really good, there was a threat that we wouldn't make the playoffs based off them winning the division.
But we ain't been that. I can't speak on this hasn't been a rivalry.
I see what you're saying.
We dislike them, right? We dislike Green Bay. Green Bay dislikes us. You want to know when it was a rivalry? In the 50s. In the 40s. You want to know what the Bears did for 30 years?
Beat the brakes off.
They kicked the crap out of the Packers. Jonathan Hood on ESPN said that he used to count 2 wins a year. Growing up, he counted 2 wins a year.
Right.
You know the funny thing is
most Packers fans now, you know what they do?
They count 2 wins a year.
They count 2 wins a year.
Hey, I ain't counted 2 wins my entire life.
That's not our problem. Our problem is right now, and I wanted us to kick him in the nads before he got
technically, didn't we dislocate his collarbone or something like that on that Shea McClellan or something? We beat him up a little bit.
I'm talking about right now. All we're talking about is the ascension of Justin Fields, setting up the future where this young guy is now hopefully can be the head of the class and be the head of the division. That's all.
Yeah.
So am I glad he's going? Yes, but I would rather that we went through it where you really went through the fire. You really went through true competition. Jordan Love. The thing is, everybody's dissing Jordan Love. This dude might be motivated. Hey. We don't know if this dude might be.
Hey. And the Packers are dissing Jordan Love.
Hey. I'm telling you,
Joe.
I don't know. I'm saying we don't know.
Joe, we know.
Hey, Joe, if they believed in Jordan Love, you think they paying Aaron Rodgers, who was like, I don't really want to be back here with y'all.
Let's actually, since we're on the topic though, man, we're touching around it, we're dancing around it. Let's talk about it because it's actually trending on Twitter. Fleeced is trending on Twitter. So did they get fleeced? Here's the trade. Here's a trade package, right? And this is from Ian Rappaport. I'm gonna read it from Ian. I like Adam's breakdown a little better, but this is what it was. The deal includes a second rounder this year, a first round pick swap. So they're flipping the 15 for the 13, and a conditional first rounder in 2024. Adam actually has that broken down as a second round pick with the potential of being a first round pick.
That's what it is
in the second one, right? So it's just the verbiage, you gotta go. I think that's what I'm always gonna throw shots at Lamar. It's the verbiage. So hey, because ain't no way in the world he turned that 200 million.
It's crazy.
You gotta let it go.
I'm not gonna let it go because y'all done took that thing from racial to everything else. It's like, my man didn't know what he was doing. Anyway, that being said, did they get fleeced?
Yes.
How?
Yeah, because he's old.
Who got fleeced? Who got fleeced?
The Packers got fleeced.
Packers got fleeced. Break it down for me. In fact, I want Steph to break this down because he seemed to always root for the other team. So he always seems to have, like, if it's a Bulls game, he's always going to root for the Heat. If it's a Bears game, he's always rooting for the Giants. Go ahead and break this fleece down.
That ain't true.
I ain't seen one yet.
He be saying we a lot.
I mean, to me,
for the other team, he say we Patriots. We like what? When did you pick up a Patriots fan?
The Patriots, honestly, I don't think they got fleeced. Cause it's like I said when they first got brought to the chat, I think that there's a lot of moves that the Packers can make. That I think is really gonna be beyond this year. When you look at it, I mean, if I'm looking at it again, right now you got the 13th pick. 2023 second rounder, which is 42. We talked a lot about the tight ends and tackles. Me and Joe just brought that up before we actually got on here. The Packers are still liable to make some moves, and on top of that, next season, if Aaron Rodgers does play, 65% of the percentage of plays, that becomes the first round pick. Say the Packers, hey, I'm not really feeling Jordan Love like that. We need to go on ahead and move into a different direction. That's something that you can do. Also, there's an aspect of, you also got to remember Aaron Jones is on the last year of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's been talking a lot about Bijan Robinson. Now this changes a lot of things, right? They already got the line shored up. I get Bijan, bringing him in as the next guy. Aaron Rodgers plays those percent of snaps. We get another QB. Now we got a fresh young rookie QB in there. Line's already solidified, and we got Bijan in the backfield for this year and the foreseeable future. And the Packers still got that defense. I don't necessarily see how they got fleeced. That's just me.
Super producer Joe, what you got for me, man?
I feel like it's a fair trade. When I look at it, I mean, they basically swapped the first round and got a second rounder and a sixth rounder, and they gave up their fifth, right?
Yeah, so they swapped
really
the first and they gave up a fifth.
And they got a second back.
And they got a second and yeah.
Yeah. So they're a playoff team. They're probably I'm not scared of Jordan Love, but I just think that what's interesting is people are kind of really counting this guy out, where it's like they might still be, they're not going to be like a 3-13 team. This isn't like, oh my God, they're going into the basement. Like, they're not. This is going to be a tough division. Detroit is still in the middle. Like, all four teams in the NFC, it's going to be black and blue for real this year, and they got a second round pick. So I mean, if they already got they got Christian Watson, right?
They got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs,
right? And like you just said, so even if they were to take their first round pick, I would hate if they take Bijan, and then because they're running the same type of scheme we're running. And
I can see them actually doing it though, because if you got a young QB and if they're going to roll with him, I thought that they should flirt with trying to trade up. I've heard rumors that they may actually trade up. This is silly week, so obviously everyone's going to trade up. Everybody and their mom is either trading up or trading down. We don't know what's happening until the day of. But if they were to do so, I wouldn't put it past them, simply because Jordan Love, you want to make it easier for him and stuff like that. Pat, what you got from you? Said it is a fleece, clean fleece, straight fleece by you. How so?
I think it's a fleece for this reason, right? Realistically, what did the Jets give up? You got a MVP level player. Is he starting to fall off? Maybe we could say that, right? Is there starting to be a decline? Maybe we could say that. But I think we saw a decline in the Packers last season for most of the season, right? It took his number one receiver, who ended up being, I believe, his most thrown to target the last few weeks of the season, Christian Watson, the last few weeks of the season, to get it together. The NFL did not come quickly to him, and the Packers had to go into a completely different direction. But hear me on this. Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback. He still is going to be able to go out there and dominate. And oh, by the way, now he's got an offensive line in front of him that isn't injury prone. Now he's got receivers standing next to him that aren't injury prone and are young and can run.
Hold on. They got Mekhi Becton. They still got to shore up the other side of that line.
Oh, see, that's a great point there, Ringo. Though,
Mekhi's coming off injury, by the way.
Hold on.
Hey, Ringo.
Steph, guess what? They still got the what, Pat? I know
they still got the pick.
No. I'm not.
They got the number 15 overall pick.
Right.
You still can go out and get an offensive lineman this year,
or even
you didn't lose anything.
No, you're right.
And then on top of that, you also got a 5th round pick. There is late tackle talent here. It's going to have to be developed at the end of the day, but there's late tackle talent here. When I look at what the Packers got realistically, right, you got the number 13 overall pick. Okay, you moved up a couple of spots. You got a 2nd round pick this year, 42. That's not a bad pick. That's pretty early in the 2nd round. You can still get an impact player there, probably a weapon on the outside, a receiver, something like that, right? Unless Bijan does fall. That'd be wild if he falls that far. I don't think he will.
Good Lord. No.
And then you got a conditional 2nd round pick.
Essentially, you only gave up one pick.
You
only gave up one pick for arguably one of the greatest. No, the greatest of our generation.
And you didn't lose anything. Like, realistically, right? Even that conditional 2nd That's if he plays 65% of his snaps. You want to know why that's important? Because if he doesn't play 65% of his snaps, you gave up Aaron Rodgers to move up 2 spots and for 2 seconds. If he does play 65% of his snaps, you gave up Aaron Rodgers to move up 2 spots, a 2nd-round pick, and probably a bottom of the first round pick.
But the thing is, he could have retired. He could have, like, they got something for him. He
wasn't gonna retire though.
I'm just saying
he never was gonna retire.
I just said he could. He could have made it whatever. They got something for him. And for him to be, he's 39, he's probably what, another 2 or 3 years, and he's maybe 2 years.
If you have 2-3 years of high level Aaron Rodgers and you make the playoffs every year, they
basically gave up a 2nd-round pick for him.
It was worth the trade.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that the Jets, it's not worth it for the Jets. What I'm saying is on the Packers side, you basically said, and I even disagreed that you don't go to the seller, right? Because I think the quarterback that they want probably comes out next season. You ain't getting him.
You ain't getting him.
You didn't even get compensation that you realistically could package together to try and get him next season.
The Bears
have a better thing is, the problem is that everybody knows. So the market was set pretty low. It's one thing they know. So like they're all a victim to the market. It's like, well, why do I need to give up everything? We know you want to move on from him. Yeah. So the options, and he had limited options anyways, right? It sounded like it was 2 teams. Maybe it was the Jets, or
it was 2 teams or Jeopardy. He had Jeopardy money. I mean, it's not a lie.
It was either Jets or the 49ers.
It was Jets for 400.
hey, it was either Jets, Packers, or I'm going to host Jeopardy.
Yeah. And now here's an added benefit to this that I think most people won't even give credit to. Zach Wilson was horrible, right? We can all admit that. Zach Wilson was horrible.
Time out. Hey, did y'all hear what he said, though?
Zach Wilson is in conversation for worst draft picks of all time.
Hey,
I knew he was going to be a buzz. I could tell.
I could tell in college. I could tell in college.
Yeah,
I'm like. Did y'all hear what he said, though? That man was like,
what did he say?
Yeah, man, whoever they trade for or whoever come here, I'm definitely about to make him work.
Yeah, okay, all right.
That didn't age
I'll say this though. Here's the one thing that if he is being humble, if he humbles himself, this is the best thing for him, because he had no real vet. He had no real vet in that QB room, and the vet he did have. I mean, come on, whatever, right?
Mike White.
Come on, whatever.
Joe
right?
Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Whatever, right?
Flacco's a good vet. He ain't a great quarterback, but he a good vet.
He ain't a great. So here's the thing. If he sits there and buckles down, eventually Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be there the whole time, but they're going to move on from it. This is a short-term rental for sure. And they all know it, which is why the compensation was
about 3 years.
3 years.
Most 3 years.
Learn
3 years of high level. I don't know. The NFL weird now.
Learn how to be a pro and really put some effort into that. If he learns how to be a pro, he could change the entire narrative of his career. Really rocky start, horrible start. We get it. It happened. Cool. But he has the opportunity to learn from one of the best in history who's still playing at a high level, just won an MVP recently.
Yeah.
That is a lot that he could take from that. And so that's what I hope. That's the part of the of media that doesn't really get, like, we don't bring that out, like the situations and how it impacts other players. You just bring out how it, like, oh, he's a bust and this is why they did it. But like, what can he learn from it? Like, because I want him to do well. I really do. I want him to do well.
Hey, he's been.
I don't want his career in.
He's been doing it to himself as of late, though.
Here's the thing,
I give it to you. So this is why I say learn to be a pro. And this is an opportunity. So Jets fans, if Zach Wilson, whatever, this is your opportunity to learn to be a pro. The other guy like that, you know what I'm talking about, Saints. Jameis was like that. He went down there to learn to be a pro. He got injured.
Jameis. Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. Jameis actually has talent.
That's true, though.
Jameis ain't here. Right, Jameis' problem is here. Maybe it was here too. He said he all of a sudden he got new eyes. You know what I mean? But Jameis' problem is here. Jameis literally, I've seen Jameis Winston drop back, run out, see the defensive end coming, be able to shimmy off of him, step into a throw, beautiful pocket presence, deliver a 40-yard dime into somebody's chest. I've also seen Jameis throw that same pass with no receivers in the area.
It get bad.
It got bad. It got bad.
Yeah, I want you to understand. When I first hit the breeze, I was like, Jameis is a good QB.
Hey, bro. Hey, kid was like, bro, anybody that can throw 30 touchdowns can't be that bad in the NFL. 30 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, he can't be that bad. I said, I ain't even gonna say nothing. Go watch it. You don't even have to know football well to know it was something going on. I'm talking about good offense. This Jameis left the team that Brady won with, minus a couple of additions in weapons. Like legit,
that was Jameis' team.
That man Jameis dropped back one play.
Bro, he dropped back one play and he launched that joint right here. I kid you not. I'm watching it. I'm clipping it up to make a video. The video is probably still on the page. It is still on the page. He drops back and he launches that bad boy, right? I'm thinking, okay, big play, 50-50 ball coming. There's nobody in the area but the defender. I re-roamed that play so many times. I was like, who did he see?
Because that was probably.
I mean, that bad boy was in the air sailing. I'm like, pretty throw too.
Now here's the thing.
Somebody,
but that's probably based off whatever the play he thought he was running, and then they all get crisscrossed.
And that's the thing. I don't know if it was supposed to be a receiver there. I don't know if he was throwing to the spot, not the man. I don't know if they got the plays mixed up. But man, hey, Jameis got some bad ones.
He also, I mean, all those interceptions he threw, but. I think the point with like Zach, I don't know.
It's kind of clear that you don't see nobody with your jersey running along that sideline before you launch that bad boy.
The thing is, right, like that, Jameis has the opposite problem of what Justin's issue is. Justin wants to trust what he can see all the time and doesn't always trust the scheme. Jameis don't worry about what he see because he couldn't see apparently. And so he was just trusting the scheme. I'm going to put this mug where it say the scheme's supposed to be at.
If you there, you there. If you're not, baby, you need to be there.
Not, like I don't know that way. Yeah, I mean, it's that's a weird situation. But I think to get back on point, right? Like that's a completely different world from Zach Wilson. Like I don't think sitting behind, like realistically, the sitting behind the quarterback and learning how to play. Aaron Rodgers ain't that dude either. Right, like you can sit there and take notes. Aaron Rodgers he said, I'm not letting you take my job. You're not finna come in here and take my job. You're gonna have to pry this job out my hands. And I'm gonna make sure the team struggle so that you can't get the job. Aaron, what do you call that? Is that an enabler? Is that an enabler? Like I'm gonna make you struggle so much that you feel like you need me?
That sounds like a manipulator all the way.
A manipulator. That's what it is.
Bro,
like
that's always let you do something.
Hey, bro, that's Aaron Rodgers right there, bro. Aaron Rodgers be like, hey, listen, bro, like you ain't got no receivers, you ain't got no line, you ain't got no running game. It's like, we got rid of them to get you.
I think that's the thing too, though. I mean, he got that from Brett.
Hey, why that just clicked with Joe? Joe thinking about it now.
I mean, I feel like he kind of got that from Brett though. Like Brett didn't really like help him out. I feel like they got like a, you know what I'm saying? If I see him in passing, like we cool. But like Brett wasn't trying to help him either. Yeah, they was trying to ship him out.
Well,
he learned from the best. I mean, if your role model's Brett Favre, take that for what you will.
Hey, if your role model's Brett Favre on the field, I can live with that.
Hey, listen, Brett was sending some wild stuff on the field too. It depends on what part of the field we talking about. We talking about between the white model, lines or the sideline.
You know my model. Air it out. Put the ball in the air. That's funny. You know what's funny? If I was a Cleveland, if I was any other sports fan, like any other team,
with anybody else, with anybody else, that's not a scratch. But with Brett Favre, you can't just say put the ball in the air. Now he'll do it. He'll do it.
He'll put that thing way. Hey man, there's another team though within our division that's going through some changes, and me and Pat was actually talking about this. And I want to shift to this one, right? Because there's a lot of news that's happened over the weekend. Now, both sports, by the way, too. We get to NBA soon, too. We got some interesting things happening there. But the Detroit Lions found themselves in a pickle. Apparently, you can't gamble on college games either.
Can't gamble on anything.
You can't gamble on anything, and you can't gamble in the stadium at all. As a player,
bro.
Yeah, because you could possibly manipulate how the
how you can manipulate a game that you don't even know nobody on the team. I don't know,
but the whole point is you don't know. They might know somebody. Like
here's
you're
my
in the
issue.
inside track.
Here's my issue, fam. If you had a contract that stipulated these are the do's and don'ts of you making millions of dollars that year,
millions of dollars,
you're not even just gonna read it, bro. Like we can't gamble on that either, fam. Bro. If it's like it's the mindset of like I didn't know that.
No, dude, that's because people don't read.
I would say this: the rookies involved, I kind of give a little leniency to, because they gambled on college.
Yeah, but do you think they're actually reading their contracts? It's the agents that give them that.
No, it's not. It's not your contract. It's the CBA.
Yeah,
it's stated in the large document that runs your union.
Yeah,
people can't even read their own emails in my job.
I'm not giving you flack on it. Listen, here's the thing: 18, 19, 20, right? Like that's what Muzz gonna say. They're young. They don't know what they was doing. They should. Why you playing with fire? Like young and dumb is like right. Like young and dumb to me is like
ignorance is bliss.
Young and dumb, it does apply in some cases. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard that someone got suspended for betting on a college game, I was like, you can't bet on college game. Like I didn't know. Now I'm not a professional athlete.
Hey kid,
like that.
There's no CBA linking you to millions of dollars though.
I mean, even if it did, I wouldn't have thought it. I just wouldn't have thought of it. Right. So, by the way, this is just one of those things. Larry Marketing won Most Improved. By the way, I just want to shout that out. Shout out that man, my man right there.
What he finna, the real question is what he finna win in the military out here.
Hey, my man about to be buff out here. Though.
Hey, Larry Marketing won Most Improved and then won the war. Wait a minute now, hold on.
But getting back to the football talk, man, I mentioned this because this totally throws a wrinkle in how this draft may play out. Everyone mentions how the draft board, pretty much everyone knew where everyone was kind of drafting, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Despite the silly stuff that you saw, Detroit finds himself in a situation where they're missing some receiving. They're missing some things that made them successful. That could totally change how they draft. Now they do have 2 first-round picks, the 6th and the 18th. How do you think the loss of? I got to get the exact list of who they lost. I think they lost 4 players. I could be wrong. I know it's 3 for sure. How do you think that changes how they draft at the 6th spot? Because we all thought they definitely go defense, but now they may have to go receiver at. I don't think they go receiver at 6, but who knows, right? What do you all think?
They lost a backup safety. I think CJ Moore. They lost Quentin Cephas and Jameson Williams out for 6 games. Jameson Williams is out for 6 games. I don't know if it may be a 4th player. I don't know his name, but I know those are the 3 off the top of my head.
Now Jameson Williams not there no more, right? Jameson Williams is in
Jameson Williams is with the Lions. He just got hurt.
Jamal Williams is who I'm thinking. Williams is who I'm thinking. Jamal Williams is down in San Antonio.
The Saints.
The Saints.
Yeah. As it pertains to them, I don't see them really switching up anything because Quentin Cephas really wasn't somebody that they was worrying about.
They released Cephas and Moore. He was
DJ Moore, Jameson Williams, and Stanley Berryhill.
Yeah, who
it may not really affect them at all.
Hey, the last dude sound like he make Lifetime movies.
Hey, for real.
Stanley Berryhill, bro. Come on now, bro. That boy got Drew Barrymore in his movies too. Like, come on now, dog.
Molly Maul in the chat, if that's correct, I appreciate it. Molly Maul said they can bet on college, they can't bet on the team facilities, which that is. I mean, here's the thing, and this is why I say young and dumb does apply. Adam Schefter didn't even know. Adam Schefter's like, I had no idea they couldn't bet on the team facilities. Like, as long as it was an NFL game, I thought that's what it was. And I mean, he's been doing this way longer than I have, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you'd think he would know. He didn't know. And I think that's one of the things where some of these players may be like, ignorance is bliss, I guess, but it legitimately could be one of those situations where they really didn't know.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think it changes anything for what the Lions need to do in the draft. I don't think it changes anything for the Lions finish in the season. I just don't, right? Like, I think that you were going to try and get an impact player at 6. You're still going to try and get an impact player at 6. I think they may be in a position for Will Anderson, which might be terrifying. you got Aiden Hutchinson on one side, Will Anderson on the other. Like, that is terrifying.
So scary, bro.
That is actually I have more of a belief in Will Anderson than I do in Jalen Carter, even though I think Jalen Carter will be the better player. I just think that Will Anderson fits a system, the system that Detroit wants to run, even scarier than Jalen Carter might. But I mean, listen, like, I don't think it changes anything for the Lions. I mean, I think
it doesn't.
I hate to
if,
say
if
this.
they
They
get
still
Will
the
Anderson,
class of the division.
it doesn't. If they get Will Anderson, that's kind of like what San Diego's doing, or the 49ers with. Like, he's going to go to a stacked D-line squad. Like, he does. It's not always on him now. You got, because what's the dude from Michigan from last year? Plus,
I can't say that though, right? Like, it's not stacked. It's bad. It's
let me
Aiden
rephrase
Hutchinson.
that. They have another high draft pick defensive end. They have a capable defensive line. He goes there. It's not on him. It's not like you are now the anchor of this. You are now an addition.
It kind of is though,
because it's like who you gonna double?
It's I agree with that, right? I agree with that, but I also say, right, it's still like these are pivotal pieces to them building that line, because there were points in last season where Aiden Hutchinson just wasn't getting home. Because everybody was like, well, we're not really worried about the rest of y'all. Can y'all send 3 people that way? So we can, you know what I mean? So I think that whoever comes in is going to be a pivotal piece, is going to have to be what they are slated as in the draft for this Detroit Lions defense to work. Because there was so many times last season, me and Kid talked about it. I think Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, they had, and let me see if I can pull this up on StatMuse real quick. I believe they had 427 points for, and they had 457 points against. They're giving up a lot of points because you're not getting to the quarterback.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they weren't a true, they should have been a playoff squad, but that defense,
but they wasn't, yeah.
Right. They're like, but see, they're probably going to take a step forward this year.
Bro, can you imagine? Can you imagine getting Will at 6 and then Christian at 18?
Bro, that'd be
Christian
Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Corner.
That's the defense.
4-2, by the way.
If there's any team that can make a huge leap, I think Detroit is a team. I think Detroit across the board is just tired of being a laughing stock of the Midwest, or however you want to. Yeah, they're Midwest.
Well, let pause. Hold on 1 second. You still got Jason Goff as a quarterback. He's
Jared.
I was gonna say Jason Goff's the black dude in Chicago.
Jason.
Shout out Jason Goff, man. He good people.
I love
Shout out Jason Goff. He good people. I love Bulls post game is yeah, I mean, keep it up, brother.
Right. So Jared Goff. So like, it's still quarterback. Like, it still comes like Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, like, and even with Jordan Love. I mean, it's average to above average quarterback play at the most, and hopefully Justin Fields.
Here we go.
To that.
Here we go. Let me full screen Kid here because I know it's coming. Here comes the Jared Goff defense.
Average to above average quarterback play.
No. You said above average, right? I give you above.
And here we go.
Average to above average
I was gonna say.
Here's the one thing I'll say, and this is all I'm saying, because it seems like, and I don't know why this is the thing with these two sports. In basketball, a player can still evolve and develop even in year 7 on the court. In any other sport, a player can still evolve and take a lead. It seems like in football, we write them off after the 4th year. You are who you are. And it's like, no, not really. Your situation changed. Your system changed. Jared Goff last season, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 INTs, nearly 100 QBR.
Yeah, I got you. That's great. They didn't get to the playoffs.
I feel like that is based off of position, though.
Now here's the thing: they didn't get to the playoffs. He does not play defense, which is what we're talking about.
Defense.
I hear you, but my point is that
if their defense was better, you wouldn't be able to say that.
Oh, okay, fine. What do you want to say?
If you sit there and put the right team around,
okay, he's a great quarterback now.
Like Drew Brees should have more rings if he had a better defense.
That's very true, but you got one. I mean, Aaron Rodgers got one. All I'm saying is that, okay, he's a good quarterback. So now we have average to good quarterback play. my point is that it's not world beaten. That
I'm not.
Hey, I'm
not losing
really
my mind if Jared Goff is coming
as
to
much
my
as I'm
city
saying,
that
hey,
week.
like the narratives around certain places, like, hey, he
Just
progressed.
say it, kid.
He
Just say it,
showed
kid.
better, and it's like that his defense was there. Like that's a team to be reckoned with.
Kid, just say it.
Say
Kid
what?
wants y'all to stop hating on Kirk Cousins. He think he's a good quarterback.
I don't care if nobody thinks Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
He said Kirk Cousins is elite.
Kirk Cousins is so good of a quarterback that if he was in the Bears jersey, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying. Like he'd be in the Bears Hall of Fame. He'd be the best QB we've ever seen. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that though. Hey, you can argue with your mom on that one. You don't argue with me. You just like I'm not gonna change your opinion. You ain't gonna change mine.
This man got one less playoff win than Dak.
Hey bro,
He got the same record as Lamar Jackson for the same amount of years.
Hey, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Kirk Cousins almost never gets out of the first round. Yet I'm supposed to say Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback and he's been to the Super Bowl and won. But even though he over the last 5-6 years he ain't got out the first round.
I've never said that. I've always wondered. I was a dude showing up to Bears parties with a Rodgers shirt, talking about we ain't finna beat them. Why am I rooting against them? Like I was that guy when I first got to football. That's a I know it sucks.
Tough thing to say on the Bears podcast.
You try to put me on Front Street, pal.
I mean, you did it. You put yourself out there. Actually,
you took ESPN. Now you want to sit there and talk with a larger audience.
Hey, you want to know what Kid just did? Kid just pulled a Dylan Brooks. Pow! How could y'all say I'm the villain?
I like the poke bear.
That's media. Y'all did that. I'm just living it with 2 years.
I don't respect him until he dropped 40 on me.
How could you say I'm the villain?
Pat ain't dropped 40 on me. No, but in all sincerity though, it's a lot to look forward to there, man. Detroit has an opportunity to turn their franchise history around. And it's good to see. We just like to see good football, man. We like to see good football.
Here's the tough part. Did they get out the first round this year? Because realistically, I've seen good Detroit teams.
It depends.
I've seen good Detroit football.
After the draft, I can answer.
Well, I mean, listen, we got to wait till after the season, right? Like, I mean, we don't know, right? Like, but realistically,
for my prediction, I mean, like, I got to see after.
I don't know what they're gonna add. We'll see what they do. But
if they do get Will Anderson, it's like
it helps, right? It definitely helps. But I just think it's such a weird thing when you talk about like where the Bears are gonna end up ranking, where the Lions are gonna end up ranking. It's just like you can say that. But the Vikings legit were a 13-4 football team last season. And I was heading to the playoffs like, hey, these dudes are not it.
Because they had 12 one-score games.
Hey, bro, I literally was just like, these dudes finna get beat.
Yeah.
I mean, but the schedule, the thing is, it's nothing is static like that. It's very, up and down, and the team gets hot. There's injuries. There's everything that plays into that. So, I mean, we can objectively think that the Bears or the Vikings or whatever's going to do, we can guess with the best of them. But and someone probably is going to fall off this year. The Vikings might fall off.
I say this. I said this on the first Chicago Bears podcast. I said this on the first episode of the Chicago Bears podcast, hosted on ESPN. Check that out on ESPN.
Hosted by who?
Pat the designer.
Mr. Ian. The designer.
I really all right. Why Lance hit me with that? He was like, "Hello, designer."
He did. He said, "What's up, the designer?" I was like, "Okay."
I was like, I don't know if you got to say it like that. Now it's weird. Now I feel like I don't know. But I think realistically, right, this is my thing. The Vikings are heading towards a territory where the Chicago Bears were in 2018. 2018 was a great year. 2018 was fun. 2018, the Bears were beating everybody. 2018, the Chicago Bears were playing a third place schedule. Yeah. In 2022, the Minnesota Vikings were playing a second place schedule in a year that we played some of the worst divisions.
Yeah.
Now you're going into a season where you got a first place team every single day. I realistically think Detroit coming in with a second place schedule this season is probably going to be similar to what they were this year. I think they might add a couple more wins, maybe put you in that 11-7 range, that 10-8 range, right? Or I'm sorry, no, 11-6, 10-7 range.
Right.
But I don't think the Bears are going to be that far away from that. I think we're going to be looking for an NFC North that probably is going to be one of the worst divisions in football, or at least one of the most mid divisions in football. And I realistically think you could be talking about a Chicago Bears team who's going to be good.
I have faith that the Lions are going to be good. I think they improve.
Detroit will be good.
But good is still 11-6. I said it'd be 11-6, 10-7.
It's 11-6 is a really good record, Pat.
I said that's good.
That's what I'm saying. Like you said, who's going to be good? I think they're going to be good. I do think that the Minnesota is going to have a above 500 record, which at 17 games still puts you,
but I think
they might fall off.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the thing. This is the thing with Minnesota.
I think you might be at 9-8. I think the Bears might be competing for second place in the division this year. I don't think they'll win it. I think they'll finish third. I think they'll be a 7-win team. But I think we'll have an entire season where we're talking about, the Chicago Bears really might be able to get 7.
They can play for the second place because I don't think that the Packers will be 3-win. They're probably like 7 wins.
No, the Packers will still be a 7-win team because of how they switched last year.
Can I ask no, go ahead, Steph. Go ahead. You got a question.
Okay. So what happened to the Packers defense? Like, did they just completely fall off? I mean,
it's over reliance.
They still got all the pieces on defense. Christian Watson is going to be a number one. Romeo, we all know that Romeo. We already know that Romeo Doubs could play. That was like the main thing before Christian Watson even came onto the scene. Aaron Jones is still there, and the line is still intact.
We just all these people on the other side of the field. We don't know what their offense look like.
No, we don't know what Jordan Love looks like.
He has the ball in his hand most of the time.
Hey, but here's the problem with that.
Because if they're going to if they're gonna implement what they basically did, last season, I think it's gonna be more than 7. I think the Packers can compete for that second spot.
Here's the problem with that though, Steph. I don't think that the defense is your problem there. Was the Chicago Bears 2019 defense good?
Yes.
What was wrong with the Chicago Bears 2019 defense?
I mean, we had some holes, but realistically, the problem with the Bears was offense.
Exactly. They was tired.
Yeah. It was on the field.
Every time they turn around, hey man, we back out there?
Yeah.
Mitch, do something.
They had more time on the field on multiple games.
The Bears started running the football literally just to make it take longer before they gave the football back.
Right.
So the Packers can't do that though?
No,
I think you're giving them too much credit for a QB that hasn't had the reps.
The Packers can run the football, but the Packers also can get stopped on the run. I watched bad teams stop the Packers from running the football last year.
Hey, Jay.
No, this is all I'm really trying to say. You got Jordan Love. The receivers are there. We already know that this is a tight end and tackle draft. You get Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. You can implement that same game plan.
Can I stop you right there? Hold on. Can I stop you right there? I want to dissect this real quick. You said you got Jordan Love. Did I say that?
Did I say that?
You definitely said you got Jordan Love.
My fault. You got Christian Watson. You got Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. You add Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. Now you're not running that same offense that you had with Aaron. But the pieces is in place. All he really got to do is go execute.
But Steph, I got to stop you right there. It's still Jordan Love.
But we don't
know.
I'm gonna stop.
We
don't know.
The Jets right now.
It's literally the same thing. It's literally.
What was wrong with the Jets?
It was inconsistent quarterback play.
Talk to me, baby. So you answering your own question, like why they might not be second place. You don't even know what he looks like.
And realistically, what you have seen of him is gross.
Like his own team.
Realistically, what you have seen of him.
Hey, J Real 24/7. We're gonna be on for the draft on Thursday. Guy asked
we will be on for the draft on Thursday.
We'll be on the draft.
I'm
It stops at Jordan Love. Soon as you say Jordan Love,
yeah,
give
bro.
me a couple of games before we say we're gonna compete for something.
Listen,
Steph, slide back, bro. Your argument was so riveting. You just slid out of frame, bro. Slide the other way, the other direction. Steph, argument was so riveting.
I want to also touch on NBA before we run into actual playoff basketball. We
got 10 minutes to go. We got 10 minutes to go.
CJ Stroud.
Wrong way, Steph.
CJ Stroud right now is dropping. His draft stock has dropped so much that some people are saying he won't be in the top 7 picks.
Wait a minute. Are we switching to the draft? Hold on.
We were talking about the draft. We were talking about Detroit, what they would do. That kind of led into who would lead the division. So just sticking with the draft, sticking with football, because that is a hot topic this week before we transition to basketball.
I'm just putting my GM hat on, that's all.
I got you. CJ Stroud, who was for most of this time was being touted as a top 3-4 pick in this draft. Some people say he's not going to be top 5. It's not even going to be top 7 based off of his S2 scores and things of that nature, in which they say he ranked the lowest. In fact, they say he ranked historically low. Some people saying that's cap. Some people saying that's completely false.
He's probably like, oh boy, who was the other guy that came out the Washington drafted from Ohio State? He's probably like that.
I mean, he scored an 18.
Which one? RG3?
No, that came out of Ohio State.
Oh, he came.
He died recently.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, it might be something like that. There's the hype, and then they gotta get some tape on.
I think
Dwayne
he was drafted high though. It's the same. He might be comparable.
But Dwayne Haskins was drafted high in a draft where Joe Burrow was the answer, and that was it, wasn't it? Like that wasn't at the same draft.
We might be in the same spot that Bryce.
I don't know. It's a lot of quarterbacks. I don't think CJ Stroud falls. There's too many teams that need quarterbacks.
Not to add to this. This is just what's being reported. Reputable sources. You can go online. Yeah. It's all there. Will Levis stock has risen because of his score.
Of course
it did. I mean, hey, listen, we know what that is, but the
scores are the smart scores. White guys' numbers went up.
Hey, the scores are the scores. Bryce Young had the highest score out of all of them. So I mean, we can eliminate that aspect. I know where we kind of going, teetering and stuff like that. CJ Stroud, 18.
Now I will say this. I want my QB to be smart.
Come on.
I want my QB to be smart. I'm not gonna lie. Like whether it is or not, I do think CJ Stroud has talent. I think in the right system, he'll be able to play. Blah blah blah. I want my QB to be smart.
I gotta get the GM right here. We gotta put him on the screen. GM Joe Holt, you got the hat on. It's your floor. You're on the clock. You got you don't have 15 minutes. You got like 15 seconds. What happens here
in terms of
CJ Stroud? I mean, if you are a top 4 pick, now mind you, we're talking about Colts, we're talking about Texans, who are now looking at Will Levis. CJ Stroud, is he falling for you because of this? Is this
to me? It sounds like he's one of those guys that you got to sit for a couple of years versus a day 1 starter.
Yes.
So
and you can't change the system on.
Right. So if anything, that's probably what the problem is. Can we start this guy right now, or now we got a project? Because the other guy from Florida. He's definitely a project. He's got all the athletic ability in the world, but is he really, going to be the day 1 starter? No. So if they could put him in the right system, CJ Stroud might need that. Bryce Young seems to be a guy that they're going to put in. He's starting day 1. He might get his head kicked in too, that first year. So
he's going to be seeing ghosts.
And hopefully,
sometimes.
Which hopefully that pick, sometimes. And hopefully we're getting a top 5 pick next year, if not a top 10 pick next year. So we're going to be watching. We'll be watching Bryce Young very closely.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
Here are the stats, though.
That's what's going to be tough.
I wanted to bring this up. Now they face different teams. Not necessarily. They face different teams in their collegiate careers, but CJ Stroud under pressure has completed significantly more passes than Bryce Young, while putting up more touchdowns in just as many INTs.
Yes, when pressure gets
confirmed stat.
When pressure gets around Bryce struggled, and you saw that in what was that, Alabama, Georgia? I mean, when the pressure got to him, not to say he can't play, not to say he can't adjust to it, but it's just different, right? Like, I mean, here's the thing about short quarterbacks, and I know everybody's like, but there's so many good short quarterbacks. It don't change the fact that even Drew Brees has admitted when his linemen stand up, he don't see down there.
Yep.
That's a trust in Sean Payton. It's impossible. What size lineman y'all want? You want a 6'5" dude. When the 6'5" dudes stand up, I can't see downfield. Now you pair that with the fact that the 6'5" dudes on the other side are coming around the edge and trying to kill you, and you trying to figure out if it's a dude down there.
Now, just as a caveat, the closest QB under pressure to him is someone who's not even going to be in this draft. That was Caleb Williams.
The most. Say that again.
You talking about him?
The closest, as far as under pressure, the scenario that we just mentioned, the closest
with success.
As far as under pressure was Caleb Williams with a completion rate of 63%, roughly. I'm rounding up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Grossman problem.
Yeah.
Grossman had a real pretty deep ball, but he couldn't see. He's too short.
I think the problem is, I don't know. I'm not trying to come at the research today. I don't know if it takes the.
Hey, baby, I just put the numbers out there.
Yeah, I don't know if those stats are taking the second year into account, but
it's just this year. Well, that's true.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
This year he had no. It was literally him and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, he had less weapons this year. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't no weapons on the Texans.
No.
Yeah.
The Texans passing up on him though could be a huge mistake. The Texans are rumored to say no to CJ Stroud based off of this. They're thinking about going Will Levis. That is a very hot rumor. I'm not saying it's fact.
Bro,
they might have to face him twice a year because he would probably go to the Colts.
No, but here's the thing, right? And so this is the question that you have to ask yourself: are you when you're in a situation like that, right? You do have to take that into account because my quarterback has to be smart enough, and not to say CJ Stroud's not, but I don't know what these tests really prove. Like, I'm assuming it's the same type of test where it's like, hey, pick the triangle that's not a triangle, but it's really a diamond with a triangle reflecting under it. Them stupid ones like that, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I think the thing is, right, like, it's about recognition. And so you do, if you are on a team that has a bad offensive line, poor weapons, stuff like that, you do want to have the guy that has the ability to recognize what's happening around him and be able to make the right decision. That doesn't mean that's the most talented guy. That doesn't mean you won't regret that in the long run. I don't know what the situation is with them because to me, right, like, I've never felt great about anybody in this QB class. The only thing I felt great about with this QB class is the fact that it could get the Bears a lot of capital. It worked. Like, that's all I felt good about. I've been telling y'all all year, like, I don't think none of these muds are gonna be that dude.
I'm with you. I'm just grateful that
Bryce could be.
He could, yeah. I'm just grateful that the smoke screen was there to allow us to trade out of that pick to get more picks.
Yeah.
So that's all we needed. And like they said, we'd have to be blown away for us to even keep that pick. So what does that tell you?
The interesting thing about all of that is
they wasn't blown away.
It wasn't blown away. But all these shifts just make it really interesting. We go from having the first overall to now the 9th. And I was against trading back, but now it might not be that bad of an idea because some pieces who were absolutely touted to go higher have fallen, but they're not falling far to the point where it's like, hey, they're not going to be they're going to be there past 20 in the first round. So that idea and that strategy makes more sense given some of these things that we're hearing. But again, some of this stuff can be completely false.
Oh,
I
you guys are talking about
we
were supposed to talk about Darnell Wright. Is this we're gonna pivot to that? That's another lineman.
We can. That is we got 2 minutes left, but that I can make it solo bit. But Joe's here.
It makes my point that I talked about Friday.
I was just about to say that.
That's why he wanted to pivot to that. Oh, you lost your GM title. They fired you, Joe.
Don't get a run of it.
By the way, I only got 10 likes on this video, but we had consistently over 100 some people at one time. What's wrong with y'all?
How many people up in this month, man? We got 117 people up in here, man. Y'all better hit that like button real quick.
We was almost at like 150. Hey, what's up with that? What's up with that? Y'all sitting here, y'all commenting. I've seen more than 10 people comment. Like the video, dog. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
We got 50 likes on this mug. It's not 100, but we do got 50 likes. You just got to update your phone.
I updated it. All right, there we go. Give me some more.
Give me some more. I'm greedy up here.
Give me some more. Hey, 50. 50?
50?
Might as well gave me $40. Come on, dog. What?
least give me 69.
Going to this.
I can make it entertaining.
Oh, I was. I thought you was going into it. Go right into it.
No, I'm not breaking it
close out on that.
Darnell Wright being talked about as a surefire guy, being talked about as a guy that, he's being talked about very similar to Bijan, can't miss. And he's actually somebody who's been at the bottom of this draft for a while. Not the bottom, I shouldn't say that. The bottom of the first round for a while. And he's so can't miss to this point. People are talking about should the Bears look to take him at 9.
No, they're talking about him being the 6th rated tackle. I'm just saying that it's close. There's Skoronski's rated like a 91. It's like 5 guys.
You keep looking at Skoronski as a tackle. I keep telling y'all
that the rating, they have him highly rated of a lineman, 90, 88, 86, 87. They're all close.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a lot of value in those rounds that we can get a guy that as a day one starter in the second round, we get a playmaker in the first round and get us another starter in the second and third round. That's
your sneaky way of getting right back to this running back.
But honestly,
Lance Briggs said we shouldn't get a running back. I'm just saying. Lance Briggs said on the Chicago Bears podcast that we should not get a running back.
I'm just saying I'm not mad if we get him. That's all.
Realistically, I'm not gonna be mad if we get him. Like, again, the worst thing you can do in the draft is miss.
The whole point is getting elite talent.
It's about getting the right elite talent. But he's not going to be a miss.
No, it's not going to be a miss. Talent. It's getting the best available for the position you need most.
Hey, we got 3 running backs on this team.
We don't need 3 running backs.
Well, we have a journeyman. We have 1 running back and a journeyman.
And the special team.
A journeyman what? He's been on 2 teams.
He's already on a journey. He's
already on the move, baby.
Carolina and now Chicago. That's 3 teams.
He might as well pack a bag. He going for the long haul. Anyway,
Deontay Foreman was on Tennessee.
Deontay Foreman wasn't on Tennessee, was he?
Yeah, he backed him up, and he was backing up old boy in Tennessee.
I don't remember that. I was watching a lot of Derek though, so I ain't gonna tell you wrong.
When Derek got hurt, he was playing. They split between him and another guy. Then he went over to Carolina last year.
Oh, that's right. He only been in the league like 2 years, something like that. Yeah. But yeah.
Wait a minute. No. Let me look this up.
No, he's right. He's on Houston. He's on Tennessee. He's on Carolina.
Nah, he's only been on 2 teams.
He's been on 3 teams.
Has he?
I think he's
Houston. Dang.
He got drafted by Houston.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's literally a journeyman quarterback. That's crazy. Or a journeyman running back. That's crazy. Man's old.
Yeah, you know what? That running back don't look bad now. That I look at these man's stats like that.
Nah, that's okay. You put an offensive line in front of him, I bet he can run.
I mean,
man, listen.
Hey,
Joe, so Derrick Henry didn't have a line?
No, he didn't. Most of Derrick Henry's career, they was just like, hey, man, run that dude over.
Derrick Henry is juggernaut.
You want to know when Derrick Henry got a line? When Ryan Tannehill showed up and they was like, he can't stand back there and move around, brother. We got to protect this dude.
I mean, I think the biggest thing about it is I feel like as we get closer and closer to the draft, Joe isn't as far off as people think. Like, I wouldn't take Darnell Wright at 9, but I looked at the film on dude, and the names that we talking about that's at the top of the draft that are interior guys or guys on the line that I said, hey man, the Bears need to get. He sat a lot of those dudes down.
Hey,
a lot of those dudes.
I tell you this right now. I'd still pick Darnell Wright over Bijan Robinson.
Hey, man. And that's
now when you can get those type of guys in the late round.
You.
Hey,
y'all know my motto.
And
it's not about protecting Justin.
That's not the motto.
And in 6
that's
years,
the motto at least.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I thought your motto was.
We know the real motto. Hey.
I got three of them. It's all situational, baby.
Joe got another job.
Hey, I got 3 of them. It's situational right now.
I told y'all we needed a safety. We got Brisker. I told y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. I've been suffering a long time. I've been watching this for years.
Am I gonna have to?
Am I gonna have to die for the Chicago Bears to draft this running back?
Hey, I've been waiting for another running back since Sweetness.
We've been waiting for a quarterback and a running back. We ain't had a premier running back in forever. I don't mind getting that dude.
You don't think Monty was
we had a premier running
Monty's
back.
not a
No,
premier
Monty
running
wasn't a
back.
premier running back.
They didn't even re-sign him.
We had a premier running back in Matt Forte.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. Matt Forte. That's what I'm thinking
running
about.
back. He was good.
I'm thinking about Matt Forte.
No breakaway.
Matt Forte
speed.
was literally one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Great scrimmage.
Whoa.
Scrimmage running. Hey, can't have Tulane.
He was running 55% of y'all offense.
he was literally.
Yeah.
Matt Forte
Good?
was literally
Good?
what you want to get Bijan for.
Hey.
Yeah, but he can take it home.
Mug was talking about Saquon.
All I'm saying is I'm not mad we get us a playmaker in the backfield.
Wasn't Matt Forte a third-round pick, by the way?
Second round out of Tulane.
Second round out of Tulane, something like that. You
know, Jerry Angelo pick.
Hey, they out there. Hey, they out there. Yes.
Hey, real quick, fellas, we're gonna spitball this one because we probably won't make standalone videos for it. We're gonna go quick on this, but Ime Udoka gets a second chance. We're gonna shift to NBA real quick because we're gonna end this because playoff basketball is on. Ime Udoka gets a second chance in Houston. We all kind of saw something happen. How do you all feel about it?
Do not care.
We're gonna one by one. We're gonna go one by one. We're gonna go GM. What's up?
Good for him.
Good for him. Strip clubs.
Hey, Steph, what you got?
They need to build a foundation. This could possibly be a start.
Pat, you say it don't matter, right?
Who cares?
Who's down there? Jalen.
James Harden trying to link up with him for
strippers.
Reason,
that's who's down there. Strippers.
That's all it is. For Houston strip clubs literally have a spot for James Harden and to entice him to come back.
The
That's
Harden
not even
room.
a joke. That's not even a joke. They legitimately are trying to entice him to come back.
The get Harden room.
Hey, dog. Hey, you know the economy is hurting when they like, where is James Harden?
Where's James? Where's James?
Still in NBA right now. Interesting series. Kings Warriors 2-2. Has your opinion on that series changed?
No, it's playing out how I thought it would. The Warriors need to win one. The Warriors need to win one on the road.
I still got Kings in 7, but it's been an interesting fight. I'm glad to see if the champs do lose, they go out
I
on
respect
their own
Draymond. No, I will say this real quick before we move on. I respect Draymond because Draymond said he was watching at home and he was like, "Yeah, nah, something need to change. Our spacing is wrong," and that's why he came off the bench.
Told coach he was willing to come off the bench and live with it. I like it. It was a good adjustment. We move on from that. A couple of series have ended. We got Sixers have already won their series. We kind of saw that happening.
No shot.
Celtics already shocker there, right? They already won theirs. Trae Young might be on the move there. Any other NBA related news before we get up out of here?
Nah, DeJounte Murray's out for Game 5. They didn't win. I mean, that was the news.
Yeah, DeJounte Murray's gonna be out for Game 5. And, no De'Aaron
Fox is
in the next game.
Fractured finger,
fractured tip of his finger.
I'm trying to figure out when, because didn't Kobe play in a against the Spurs with his whole hand taped up? I mean,
this ain't Kobe. That's De'Aaron Fox. Right. This ain't Kobe.
Okay,
that's De'Aaron Fox,
and he has a fractured finger.
He's got a fractured tip. Yes,
he said it's De'Aaron Fox.
Yes, he has a fractured.
Hey man, listen, that's gonna do it for the Daily Show right now, man.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna end it on that note right there.
Double dip the chip.
Only the tip.
You double dip the chip.
He double dipped the chip.
Hey, hurry up! I'm losing it.
I'm losing it. He hurt only the tip, and he's not gonna play. All right, there we go. I got you. Maybe it's really hurt. You know, maybe he can't rise to the occasion.
He jammed it from what I heard, man. You can't be jamming it like that.
maybe he's having confidence issues a little. I don't know. Dog. He's not confident about the stroke. Who knows? Okay.
He's not confident about the stroke in the next game. I
heard about the stroke on the shot. Who knows?
Might be a bulging tip. You never know.
Hey man, listen. We gotta get him out of here, man. Listen, this is your boy P Kid, as you all know. Petty Casanova. Hey, Joe, super producer Hope, Rico, Stefan die right there, and a man, the myth of the legend right now. Oh, and the new host of the ESPN Bear Down the Bears podcast on ESPN, Pat the Designer. Man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Till next time. Only the tip. Y'all be safe out there, man.
The best show for Chicago sports.
I think we gonna get canceled before we get started.
We gonna get canceled. That's all right. Hey man, watch your tip. That's all I say.
Here's a tip. Here's a tip from the top.
Hey man, listen. That's a shame.